candle making friends, and really any small business owner out there, because this video is definitely across all industries. So if you are a small business owner and you have just launched your business and you are online mostly, this is definitely pertaining to e-commerce. And let's say you've launched, you've had this big ta-da moment, like all this energy and emotion has gone into launching your brand online. And let's say it's like a week, maybe even like a month after you've launched, and things feel a little lackluster. Maybe they feel a little disappointing, a little worrisome, a little slow to grow, if you will. Then this video is definitely going to be for you. So stay tuned. My name is Ashley, just to give you a little context. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I created this channel because I finally got away from service industries and I got into a product-based business industry. So be it, it's candle making. And I talk a lot on this channel that I wanted to take you guys along with me to share my background and information that I have to share with regards to marketing and running a business. And I wanted to just take it along and document this journey of running and launching a candle business. I'll be honest, it's been kind of crazy. It's been a wild ride. It's been a lot of highs. It's been a lot of lows. It's been a lot of humble moments, learning curves, U-turns, any other driving analogy that I could probably put in there. But it's just been a lot, and I've been taking you guys along with me to try and share things that I know to be true and experience that I have from the different businesses that I've started and continued, and also shared with you guys those things that I would do differently, that I've learned along the way, that I wish I would have known, all of the things kind of a hodgepodge together. And today's video has a lot to do with the conversations that I have on the 30 for 30 sessions that I offer. Just a quick little snapshot of that. 30 for 30 is $30 for 30 minutes. All the information is below and how you can find me with that, but I digress. We won't go into it too much. But I have the privilege of talking to a lot of different makers across the United States and beyond, and a common theme that I get, either people are getting ready to launch, they haven't launched yet, or they have launched and they're kind of just in this this waiting pool of what's next? Like, what do I do now? Like, I've had this big ta-da moment of launching my brand. I released my website. I got everything done, and here I am, and I had a great launch, hopefully, or I had this this peak in sales, and then it's crickets. And I experienced that too. I had a really successful launch. I sold out the first day. I had a lot of friends and family and people that were waiting and ready and willing to support me on that first day, and I'm super grateful for it. And so I actually had to go. My product needed to cure after I remade all of the stock and rebuilt my inventory. It had to cure for 2 weeks. So you can imagine the lull that I had in regards to just waiting with absolutely no sales for 2 weeks. So that was weird. I don't encourage that, but then I basically restocked my entire website and almost felt like I kind of had a secondary launch. And then that was great, almost sold out again. But once that kind of once that lull happened, my sales were definitely lackluster. It was a moment where, you ride this wave and you have this high, and then you have this crashing low. And, not to be dramatic, but it is definitely an adjustment period. And it's hard not to feel like you have to kind of have this ricochet or this immediate response where you catapult yourself into I've got to do something grand and amazing and different to save my business, because I don't know, it just feels like you almost need to have a launch every day in order to keep spirits high and keep sales going and keep the wheels on the bus. And I wanted to make this video today because I feel like that is a natural feeling, and not that I want you guys to take this as criticism or take this as you're doing something wrong, or whatever way you might really take in this video and the amount of information I'm about to give you. Just take it with a grain of salt. Take what works for you, take little tiny pieces of it, and just try something new and try something different if you find that this video is resonating and speaking to you. If you've launched your business, you like had this big ta-da moment and then crickets. That's where we're at right now. So what I want you guys to do is really refocus and reshift back into your why. And I know that might sound hokey to some people, and I know that that might sound like, what? Like focus on the product. And I learned something way back in the day of marketing school. I'm not even going to tell you the date because you'd probably laugh at me, but it's something that I will never forget. It's keep your product in your pocket. And we don't always want to be sold to. Like, that's not fun. We can literally go anywhere at any point in time. We can turn on the TV. We can open up our phones. We can open up our computer, and we can always be sold to. We don't need that. And especially from small business owners and makers, what we need is you. So what I need to know is your why. I need to know, in specific terms for me, of a candle maker, I need to know why somebody needs to buy my candles. I need to be sharing that with them. So my whole premise of anything that I share on social media, through my website, through my email, if I have the opportunity to meet somebody face to face, it all needs to be coming back to that main talking point of why. Why does somebody need to know about my candle brand? Because at the end of the day, anybody can make a candle. Not everybody can make a good candle, but anybody can make a candle. But not everybody can make my candles. And so I really need to be describing, sharing, repeating, sharing again, repeating again, reposting, anything that I can do. I need to be coming back and honing in on that message of why somebody needs to be paying attention to my brand and my candles. And then that's going to allow people to find that message that resonates with them and truly like find your people. I know we've said it. I know we heard it. It's finding your community of people. And if you aren't repeating and sharing your messaging and your reasoning and your mission and your why behind your brand over and over and over again, you are missing the mark. You are missing the mark 100%. You are missing customers. You are missing sales on the table. You are missing all of those things. I firmly believe it. And I often get makers that will come to me and say, well, I'm not good at social media. It's not my thing, so I'm really not going to do it. And this is where you're not going to like this video and you might stop watching it, but tough shit. Because if you've signed on to be a small business owner and if you've signed on to be an entrepreneur and you want people to buy from you and you want people to buy in to your mission and your reason why, even if it's not something wonderful, maybe it's just simply that you just love pets and you want to have a pet brand. That's your why. You need to be sharing about that. You need to be telling people and evoking that response in people as towards why you love pets so that they can resonate as towards why they love pets too and they want to buy from you. If you're not sharing that on social media, you are doing your business a huge disservice and you are leaving energy and time and money and product on the table. You're leaving it behind and you're not helping yourself out. Now, is this a surefire plan that you're going to go and share something on social media that's your why 2 weeks after you've launched your brand and you're immediately going to go to your Shopify or website and you're going to see an influx in sales? No, probably not, because nothing's easy in this world, and especially in oversaturated markets, which is every market at this day and age. Now you really need to be building that, and you need to be building in your marketing plan. You need to be consistent. That's why they always say with posting, you need to be consistent with it 5 to 7 times a week. It's exhausting. And I tell people a lot of times, if you don't like social media, I am so sorry that you do not like it, but it is such a huge piece of successful brands that really I would love to meet a brand that is being successful in a small business stage that is not present on some form of social media. And when I say social media, I mean digital marketing. I mean email campaigns. I mean Instagram. I mean TikTok. I mean Facebook. I mean those kind of engaging pieces that we're getting tidbits of information through our computer, through our laptop, through our phones, whatever it is. That's what I consider digital and social media marketing to be. Obviously, social media is very granular in the sense that, Instagram and Facebook are probably the 2 main contenders, and now TikTok. But I really I would love to be proven wrong in this, especially since a few weeks ago, my Instagram account was disabled temporarily, and I was through the roof, on the moon, crying, woe is me. It was a bad day. because it is such a crucial and critical and huge piece and chunk of my business. So put a pin in that for a second. But if you're not sharing your why and you're consistently sharing your why in your first, really throughout the duration of your entire business, but definitely through like year 1 to year 3, I always consider that like even the preemie through infancy stages of your business, that is like such a formidable years of your business and the shaping of it and the messaging of it. That's where people really buy into your brand. They learn about your brand. They fall in love with your brand. And that's the like early years of really having like your community, your people with you from here on out, and the success in those foundational blocks of your business. My point in this, because you know I like to digress a lot, you are not sharing your why, you're leaving a lot on the table. If you are just sharing about what your product is over and over and over again, and people have no idea behind the scenes about the product or like who it is or what it is, that doesn't mean your face has to be on every single post that you make. You could be faceless and still be sharing your reasoning and why behind your product and your brand. But you really need to be building this foundational context and the reasons behind this emotional response to your business so that people have that. And then they always say it takes about 7 to 10 different interactions with the brand before someone will buy online. Now, those interactions definitely get shorter, and that's where I say supplemental income that you can be working on the ground, boots on the ground, markets on the ground, is setting up shop in your community. If there's a local holiday market, if there's a farmer's market. You guys, it has been pivotal in the success of my 2 years in business so far for me to literally grind it out on the weekend markets. They're a lot of work, but they are a lot of proof that people respond well when I am in front of them and I'm able to say, this is my business, this is why I did this is the product, letting them hold it, letting them engage with it, letting them see for themselves. And in this day and age, it's really hard to go and launch a brand online. It can absolutely be done, but it has to be done with a lot of star power behind it. And you have to have a really standout brand in order to just be running strictly online. And specific for candle makers, I'm talking to you guys because we have such a sensory object that people need to be tangibly holding and smelling and engaging with. You are missing the mark if you do not go out to these markets, I'm telling you guys. Now, I don't want y'all clogging the markets that I'm going to. I'm just kidding. You can absolutely come. There's room for everybody at the table. I'm probably going to be pretty loud at them, though. I really like talking about my candles at the market, so I wouldn't be offended if you did not want to set up near me because they are just such a huge piece of my business, and I literally have built into my business plan and built into my goals going into next year a piece of how much I am planning to bring in for my point of sale markets that I am grinding out. And even in Q4, as I'm making this video, I have 3 back-to-back weekends of holiday markets, and they are about 65% of my Q4 sales that I'm planning to bring in. That's how big of a deal that these things are for me. With that, if you've launched your business and you're like, okay, not a lot of traffic's happening online, maybe there's a lot of people going to your website, but they're not buying, and know that that is pretty much historically a trend. My numbers are always skewed, so I don't share them here. Since I do have this platform like YouTube, and I did go a bit viral sometimes here and there on Instagram, I do find that I have a lot of candle makers that follow me, and a lot of them naturally go to my website, and so it does skew my numbers. So I don't really have clean analytics that I feel that I can share with you guys to shed light on it. But some days I will have, maybe 100 people, let's say for sake of numbers, because that's easy, will go to my website and I won't have a single person go and buy anything. My abandoned cart, I obviously trigger an email with that. I take care of all of that. I feel like my free shipping, my numbers, I've really played with all of that. I think a lot of people in these calls, they'll say, oh, well, I need to offer free shipping, or I need to do this or that. Absolutely. Those are things that you should be considering, you should be thinking about, you should be planning for. But those aren't things that I would necessarily be doing 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks right after you launch. What I would do is I would send a survey to everybody who supported your launch maybe 3 to 4 weeks after they purchased your candle or whatever product you're sharing, I would send them a customer service feedback, and I would get all these burning questions that you have answered. And I mean, get granular with it. Ask very specific questions that you want answered, and then get that information from them. Did you feel like shipping was too high? Did you feel like the minimum amount before you got free shipping was good? Did you just support me because you're my friend? Like, did you actually want this product? What would make you come back? What were you happy with it? Like, any of those questions that you want answered, ask them. And if they are friends and family, then they need to do their due diligence and answer those questions and help you, because you are in, again, just such a formidable state right now of being a newly launched business, that instead of just like throwing all the, I always think pasta like at the glass and see if it sticks, instead of throwing all of these things at the glass to see if it sticks, why don't you take a pause, take a beat, take a sleep, hopefully you're getting that, and like really look at the proof that you were given from your launch, get customer service feedback, engage with people a bit more, reinvest in the time and the why of your business, and then start to formulate a plan of one thing at a time, playing around with that to see if you can re-engage your customers and reinvigorate your sales. That's my suggestion to you. At the end of the day, you guys, there is no surefire quick answer to all of this. Just like there is no surefire answer to going viral on social media, just like there is no quick fix to like getting rich quick, just like there is no way that you can guarantee that somebody is going to come up with the latest and greatest and their candle business is going to be, how is that person making millions and I'm not? Like there's no surefire way to figure out what is going to succeed or what is not besides what you can control. That you have your nose down, that you're focused on what your business is doing, and you are determined to keep going, try everything, and succeed. That you are going to literally know that you have to do all aspects of your business if you're going to be a small business owner. That's not to say that at some point in time you can't hire some of these things out, but I'm telling you guys, all of the things down to janitorial duty, if you've watched my videos, you know I talk about this. As a small business owner, it's not, we just get to make our own hours and get to work from home and all these wonderful things. It's hard, it's exhausting, it's mentally draining, and it literally pulls different pieces of you out that you might not necessarily feel comfortable with. But that's where the growth is getting in those uncomfortable places and trying to work with them so they at least feel a little bit more comfortable until we get to a point where we are profitable and we can hire them out. Let's call a spade a spade. I do hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you do not get discouraged and know that even if you are in one of those valleys or in one of those low points, there are options out there in order to reinvigorate your sales. But come hell or high water, I promise you, if you go back to the why you started your business and really start to re-engage with your customers and really drive home that messaging, I think that is the best and first and foremost place that I would encourage you to start. Until then, deep breaths, 30 for 30 down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would absolutely love it if you did that. My name is Ashley, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.